Airplanes falling out the sky. Airplanes falling out the sky. Who'd have thought you'd see the day? And then you come to find out, them peoples sitting up there in them towers, they ain't just up there whistling Dixie. We got a need for them people that can see things we can't see, 'cause they sit high. You might got an idea what I'm leading at. Apollo 13. You remember about that spaceship got stuck out in space, had some issues. What'd they do? They called back to the Earth. They in outer space, calling back to the Earth via some contraptions made out of metal and steel and all of that kind of stuff. Calling back to the Earth for help. They out in outer space, calling back to the Earth, talking about Houston. We got trouble. Well, I'm here to tell you right now, here in this here world, we got some trouble in Houston. Hallowed be thy name. Them technical gadgets and them tech folk, they can't help us now. And we done got to the place where we don't need the air traffic controller. Then we done got to the place where we bigger than our britches. 'Cause we supplanted the one who was controlling the traffic of the earth. With all of our mighty gadgets and all of our technology and all of our, what we got was some knowledge, but we forgot to get the wisdom. Wisdom going to take into account the needs of the we people, because they part of the body politic. And if you don't take care of the little ones, you ain't taking care of yourself. And if you ain't listening to the one that's large and in charge, then all you got to rely on is the little hope that you got for inside of yourself. And we in trouble. But I remember a play called Days of Absence. And the people of this small town, it was a white-black thing, but you know, it could be any us-them situation. The big wigs of the white town, they didn't treat the peoples right. And so eventually the folks say, you know what, we can't take this no more. We're going on strike. And they just didn't show up. They just disappeared. The essential workers disappeared. Called it Days of Absence. And the town was in a fury because the folk didn't show up. Now, we tried to have a little boycott over here the other day. We going to make sure our dollars don't show up. But what if my people who is called by my name so to signal to the Houston that's up above and say, Lord, Lord, we got a problem. Then maybe we could hear from heaven. So instead of getting out in the streets protesting to some people who ain't listening to God, the legislature, God, the Congress, God, the Supreme Court, instead of getting out there in the streets, let us get on our knees and cry out, Lord, Lord, we got some problem. And maybe we could hear from heaven. And maybe the real true controller of the traffic of the air and the seas will be able to speak to our hearts and give us some kind of idea of how on this earth we can get back to Sanity Road.